Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about, is she playing hard to get? So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about why people play hard to get, and then I'm going to give some tips into figuring out whether or not somebody's playing hard to get with you, or they're simply not interested. Now, one question that I hear guys ask me a lot is, why do people play hard to get? Quite simply, it works. Yeah, and it works for several reasons. When someone plays hard to get with you, that time where you haven't heard from them triggers separation anxiety. Now, as you've heard me talk about in other videos, anxiety is the root of desire. So, by somebody taking a long time to respond to you, it triggers your anxiety and ultimately your desire to be with them or to get to know them or whatever it is, but it's going to trigger your desire more. It works. Now, a great quote that I heard from Helen Fisher is that the essence of love is uncertainty. And I always talk about in my videos that if I could condense attraction into one picture that you could visualize, it's the woman in the field picking the flower. It says, he loves me not. The petals of the flower. He loves me not. You see the anxiety, the uncertainty, and that's the desire. So, when we start to meet or date somebody, we met them, we've gone on a couple of dates, you're gonna walk a very fine line of coming on too strong and too eager. And if you do that, they're gonna flee, they're gonna run like they're trying to get out of Shawshank. So, you have to be really conscious of it, really aware. Now, in Helen Fisher's book, this is a great fact for you guys to keep in mind. She says, early acquisition of a reward reduces the duration of intensity of dopamine activity in the brain. I'm going to say that again. Early acquisition of a reward. In other words, the sooner we get a reward, it makes the intensity and how long the dopamine is released into the brain. In other words, it makes it less intense for us. It's less pleasurable when we get something right away. She says, delay in winning stimulates. In other words, playing hard to get excites the suitor. Playing hard to get excites the suitor. Look at it this way. If you were a prize on a game show, let's say the normal prize would be a Toyota. Well, by playing hard to get and taking your time, causing that anxiety, causing the desire to increase, you go from being a Toyota to becoming a Corvette. You become a bigger and better prize, a bigger payoff. That's why I'm always talking to you guys about taking your time to get to know someone. I did a video called Take Your Time. And that's why I say take a girl out once a week. Because if you come on too strong, too fast, it kind of decreases your value in her eyes. And so, if you come on too fast, too strong, you're gonna, let's say that the way she imagined you was she had a really high interest level in you, and she saw you as a Corvette. Well, if you keep coming on too strong trying to sell yourself, now you're gonna become the Toyota. See how that works? So I've got an email here from you guys, or for you guys, And then I've got some tips after this. They said, "Hey Craig, I could really use your help. I get really confused about when a woman plays hard to get. It's not easy. It's not. I went out on a date with a girl and we had an amazing time. She came back to my place and things got pretty intense. We didn't have sex, but we did everything else. I really liked her and it was the best date I had in a long time." Okay, so it was a really good date. Sounds like you both had a really good date because obviously if she didn't like you, she wouldn't feel that comfortable with you right away. He says, "I texted her back the next evening around 9 p.m. and she didn't reply. I called the next day and she texted back saying she would call me the following day. I find myself thinking about her more, but I'm not sure if she has just lost interest in me. One of the things that made me feel a little bit better was that she put 2 smiley faces in 2 different points of the text message." Okay, so you were probably thinking, what's going on? Why isn't she, picking up or calling me back or texting back, calling back? But she's indicating she's interested because she's putting the smiley faces in there. He says, "We talked that day or the next day and it was a good talk. She said she was a little disappointed that I waited until the next night to hear from me. I told her that I don't usually text women the following day. She was honest and said she doesn't like to play games and we had a really good talk about it." Okay, so I really like what this woman did here because she was upfront with you and she was honest. And not a lot of women will do that. So you obviously did a good job in making her feel comfortable, whereas, some people would be trying to play the games here. She didn't. She was opening up. Sounds like you opened up and you guys kind of laid your cards on the table. He says, "I tried to set up plans, but she said she might be going out of town the following week. She said she would call me the following day to let me know. She didn't call, but because we had an honest talk the day before about playing games, I decided to call her. She didn't pick up, so I left a message. That was yesterday. I haven't heard back yet." So now you're probably experiencing some separation anxiety and it's causing you to think about her more. Now, I think this girl likes you. I do. And she probably understands that by not getting back with you right away, it's going to make your interest go up or it's going to make your interest poof. So it could be a test. And I'm going to get to that in a couple minutes. But you have to understand that women are emotional creatures. And it could be anything going on. You just have to be confident and relax. You got to soothe yourself and say, "She'll get back to me when she's ready." Maybe one thing that comes up for me from this particular situation is maybe she doesn't want to appear too easy. You know what I mean? Things got pretty hot and heavy on your first date. She probably doesn't want you to think bad about her. She doesn't want to think like she's easy. And it doesn't sound like you do, but she could be thinking that in the back of her mind because I think a lot of women would be afraid of that. The other thing is she wants to make sure that you're really invested in her and not just hooking up. A lot of guys are just going to go out with girls and try and hook up with them. They don't really care about them. They're not really interested. She could be trying to see if that's what's going on with you. Now look at it this way. If she makes sure that you're really interested in her and not just hooking up with her, for sex, you're going to try a little bit harder if you actually care about her and if you're really interested in getting to know her. Here's another idea that you want to keep in mind. A lot of times women want to make sure that you're really interested before they commit to liking you. They want to know a guy is invested in them. And biologically, they're more at risk, because if they get pregnant and the guy isn't attached, then they're going to have to raise that child alone, and they don't want to do that. So they need to be a little bit more cautious. They're the one that's going to be pregnant for 10 months, not you. You're not attached. You could be in Costa Rica with some other lady juggling coconuts or whatever, right? Here are some other reasons that women play hard to get. It tests a man to see how he's going to react. She wants to know how you might handle challenging behavior. Will you get angry? Will you freak out? Blow up her phone? If she knows that you're not internally confident and secure, then she can weed you out right away. If all it takes is waiting 24 hours to see the kind of man you are, why wouldn't she do that? Think about it from an investment standpoint. Why wouldn't she wait just 24 hours, 48 hours to get back to you to see if she should invest in you, what kind of an investment you are? Are you the kind of guy that's going to blow up, freak out, lose emotional self-control over some anxiety? Because if you do it in the beginning, when you barely even know her, then of course you're going to do it in a relationship, and you're going to show that you're unstable. So she can weed these guys out right away. Women do this all the time. Think about that. It's a smart investment. Why would she want to wait 6 months to figure out that you can't control your temper or get upset easily, when she could figure that out within 2 days? How smart that is. Really smart investment for them to take that extra time. So, here are some tips for you to look for if you want to read her signals of interest. Like, is she playing hard to get, or is she not really interested? Alright. If she's busy, does she make some kind of opening for you? Like, say, when are you free to get together? And she says, I have a really busy week, but I could do Thursday dinner. She's got a busy week, and she's letting you know, but she is making time for you. Okay, that's a signal that she's interested. And maybe she's playing a little hard to get, just to see how you handle things, but she's showing interest. Alright. If you call her and she doesn't pick up, now, she may not pick up and call you right away, but does she text you back right away? If she texts you back right away, it could be an indicator that she is interested, right? And she's just busy at the time, or with other people, or at work, or whatever. Here's another indicator of playing hard to get. Does she flirt with you, but then back away? Think about it. If she's not really interested in you, she's not going to flirt. So if she's flirting with you, she's kind of wanting to see, and then maybe she backs away to see how you're going to handle things once she backs away and gives you that space. Does she talk about other guys to make you jealous? That could be to see if you're interested. Sometimes women will bring up, oh, this guy really likes me, because they want to see what you're going to do. Are you going to try and, go for her more? You're going to act like you don't care? You're going to just flat out disappear? Sometimes women want to see how you're going to respond to things. The other thing that you want to think about is how she texts you. If she's not really interested, let's say you text her maybe 2 or 3 sentences, and guys, you want to keep your text messages short. A lot of you guys want to send a book, The Tale of Two Cities, in your text message. You keep your text messages short. And if she responds with okay, or yes, or no, it could be an indicator that her interest level is dropping. And so, you know what I talk about in my other videos, if her interest level drops, then your interest level should drop. You want somebody that's going to have the same interest level as you. So if she's backing away, then you back away too. You got to understand that just because a woman takes her time in getting back with you, it does not mean she's not interested. I'm going to say that again. If a woman takes her time to get back with you, it doesn't necessarily mean she's not interested. Could be one of those other things that we talked about. She actually might like you a lot and wants to keep you around. She could be excited about you and is like trying to keep herself from getting too excited because she's like, oh my gosh, I really like this guy. We had a really good time, but I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know if he's going to disappear in a week, so let me see how he's going to handle this. One last thing before I end this video. Guys, you don't want to worry too much about all the details of what a woman does. Because remember, women are very emotional creatures and they often do things based on how they're feeling in that moment. And their feelings will change, you know, like the clouds in the sky. I always tell you guys that. So don't focus too much on the details. You want to just keep things moving forward and be confident about it, right? So even if her interest level seems a little bit low for a couple of days, that's okay. Just lower your interest level, and then when you do get in touch with her, just set a date and then gauge her interest level when you guys are together. So if you found this message helpful and you liked what I'm sharing, put a like on there so I know you like content like this, because I'm always looking to see what videos are getting the likes and the comments, so I know to do more videos about them or less videos about them. I'm looking to see what you guys have to say. So make sure you're engaging on my channel. I love to hear from you guys, and I do try and comment when you guys leave your comments in the comment section. Now, when you want to get my help personally, you can go to my website, askcraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. That's it from this video. I'm Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.